to call everybody populist, but this is what it is. One of the things that Reagan had always addressed during his campaign and his inaugural in '80 was the fact that Jimmy Carter had started the Department of Education. The problem with the Department of Education is it regulates everything and dumbs everything down. I mean, I don't know if you're familiar with the comedian Carlos Mencia at all.
Yeah.
I mean, he's brought up a lot of points. You know, it's like you just keep dumbing down and dumbing down and dumbing down to appease everybody, make everybody happy. Now we're at the bottom of the rung here. I mean, you've got other countries that just totally kill us on graduates per capita and everything else. I mean, yeah, our universities are still top. But, I mean, for example, my stepdad teaches at Sinclair. He tells me all the time, it's like the kids that come into his class are ill-prepared. I mean, they don't have some of the basic concepts that you need to survive. And you know as well as I do, if you don't have at least an inkling of some college education, you're not going to get past management at McDonald's. I mean, our infrastructure is gone as far as our industrial background and stuff. It's all getting shipped overseas.
Yeah, there's no way that's coming back. And
yeah, it's gone.
A guy like Mitt Romney, who won Michigan on the promise that he'd bring back those factory jobs, he's gone now. So is he still going to be held to his promise? You know? Yeah,
I mean, even look at his daddy's policy. George Romney, he was a really popular governor up there in Michigan at the time.
And he let those jobs go.
He let them go. But, I mean, for example, I've worked at Delphi. I've seen the quality that goes on in the places. And the problem is you have a lot of people with this entitlement mentality. How many times you hear, hey, man, you work at GM or whatever. Once you get in the union, you're good to go, man. You get to be able to sit back, relax, and make all this money. But, you know, that's at a price. If I'm going to pay you some good money and give you all these benefits, I expect quality work from you, correct? Well, this ISO 9000 stuff that they implemented to compete with the Japanese, they said, okay, well, we have to have certain standards in which to compete by. Well, I've gone through this system. And what they do is they come out and they go, okay, when the auditor comes out, they make sure everything's all copacetic, you know, all the paperwork looks good, parts look great, everybody make sure you're running good. And then they take them out to lunch, and so if they have any some violations, it's all right. We'll take you out, have a 3-drink lunch, man. We'll knock off about $5,000 in fines, you know. You're good to go. And then as soon as they leave, it's business as usual.
I've heard like good and bad arguments with unions. I think there's some good to unions in terms of just getting a fair wage, but then there's the problem where the unions get a little too high and get a little too greedy. And in case where we see these things where the Delphi company has to, you know, they have to, you know, go out of business, or factories, Ford or any other automotive dealership, they'll go overseas because the unions are demanding too much. And recently we had this problem with the Writers Guild. They're a union as well. What is Ron Paul's stance on the idea of unions and what do you think?
It's guaranteed in the Constitution. You have the right to organize. I mean, if there's people that think they're being given an injustice to, that they can unite and have a cause. There's nothing wrong with unions. The problem is they need to put a cap on how much power they can have. I mean, look at Jimmy Hoffa. I mean, he was near a robber baron of the unions. But the interesting thing was that, you know, Kennedy went after him and said, hey, man, enough's enough. We're taking you down. I mean, you're getting too big for your britches. And then that's exactly what happened. Of course, you saw what happened to Hoffa. Well, he might still be around for all we know. He might be frozen in a capsule. Who knows?
Or he's buried under the 50-yard line in Giant Stadium last I heard.
Could be. And then Jimmy Hoffa Jr., you know, he's been doing some stuff too. So, I mean, he may be next. Who knows?
He'll be on the goal line.
But the problem is, you look at unions, for example, like the UFCW, which represents like Kroger, for example. Okay, you're getting paid minimum wage to begin with, which is a liberal idea, is having a minimum wage, and which I'll go on that in a second. But you're getting paid minimum wage, and then you have to pay union dues on top of that. And then what's the problem? You know, someone's taking more piece of your action out of your pie, so you're not taking home more money. And then the UFCW doesn't have a lot of power to it. So when they go and strike against Kroger just looks at them and laughs for a while, like, yeah, I'll tell you what, we'll toss you a nickel, and that'll be it, you know. And I've seen that happen too many times. There's a lot of good unions out there who either don't have the political power to do something properly, or they get too inflated and they start running their own thing. Look at what happened with AK Steel. I mean, what they did to those people down there, they had to switch, 2-3 different unions to finally get someone to represent them properly, and they still got, you know, screwed on their policy. So, I mean, I don't understand it. I mean, you got people who want to go to work every day, do a good job, you know, come in, do the job, clock out, go home, and leave their problems at the door, you know. But you can't do that when you want this entitlement mentality. At the same time, the company's got to make money, and you give them a shoddy product. What are they going to do? You have two options. You can either bring in the illegal aliens, you can pay them pennies on a dollar, or you can go overseas and do sweatshops like Nike does. You know, Nike was notorious for that. But you're still paying $100, $150 for a pair of shoes, but they're probably paying what? Half a penny for a sneaker over there? And the conditions in which the supervisors run those shops is most human rights groups would go ballistic on them.
Sonny Thomas is here with us. It's 106.9 WWSU, Dayton's Right Choice. Push for Paul campaign is Saturday, March 1st at McGuffy's House of Draft, 5418 Burkhart Road at 7 p.m. Tickets are $5. Call 256-3005 for more information. Variety of music with the second scene. Bliss is having a reunion show. Assailant, Breckenridge Band, Perfect Norm, and of course Sonny Thomas. You're going to be given the keynote address there. Check out the hmd.com for more information as well, or go to myspace.com, McGuffy's, sonnythomas.com, and well, you're not getting the endorsement of Ron Paul, but you're really speaking out for him, and I think that he would like that no matter what. I mean.
Yeah, I mean, the media has really turned a blind eye towards an honest man who has a record to boot. I mean, it's just sickening how they've treated this man. Luckily, though, he doesn't have any dirt on him that they could throw at him. Like, for example, Giuliani had a lot of stuff that they were able to, snowball and throw at the guy. But, I mean, I don't think Giuliani would have made a good president. However, he's a crime fighter. I think if, God forbid, McCain were to get into office, if he was appointed Attorney General, that's Giuliani's rightful place. He's a crime fighter, so I think he'd do good there.
Okay. Well, there was some controversy with Dr. Paul regarding some racist comments in his newsletter. I want to take a quick break because we're recording this and it's taking up a lot of space. To just break this down, we'll play music. We'll play a song by Any Questions. And the title of the song, actually, I just picked it before you showed it, was called War Broke off their Death album, so I think it seems a little appropriate.
Exactly.
But I just want to talk to you about and get your thoughts on the on that controversy with the NAACP, and even the and we'll talk about that some more, and plus some more Q&A and some more Paul views why people should vote for him in next month's primaries. So you're listening to 106.9 WWSU, Dayton's Right Choice. Sonny Thomas is here with us for the Push for Paul campaign, McGuffey, Saturday, March 1st. Tickets are $5 at 7 p.m. at McGuffey's House of Draft. We'll be right back. And like I said, we're going to play some Any Questions with War Broke here on 106.9 WWSU, Dayton's Right Choice.